Hello everyone, myself Himanshu Dhupia, and today we are going to talk about the hydropower and the recent developments have been happened. So, as we know that water can also create energy. We use dams to collect water in one place, and when the water flows through special machines called turbines, it turns into electricity. It's like using the power of flowing water. So we can say that hydropower energy is the natural flow of water we are tapping, and with the help of technology we are converting that kinetic energy of water into electricity. Okay, so if somebody asks you that hydropower is a renewable source of energy or not, yes, it is the renewable source of energy. Renewable source of energy means it can be renewed again. So general misconception is that renewable source, people think carbon dioxide emission. No, it's not that. If carbon dioxide emission is the definition of renewable source of energy, renewable source, then biomass won't be coming into renewable source, because in biomass energy carbon dioxide getting released. So I want to clear this misconception that renewable source means immediately the source is available to renew. Okay, example being water is available, solar is available, wind is available, biomass, the plants are available, geothermal, the earth's energy beneath the earth crust is available. So all these will be called as renewable source of energy. Non-renewable means fossil fuels, coal, petrol, nuclear, all will come under the non-renewable, because these are not readily available. Okay, these needs a lot of time, billions of years to create. Okay, now let's talk about that how hydropower energy is generated. So first, this is a river. We block this river with the help of dam. Okay, this is the infrastructure. So generally we call this particular artificial lake is reservoir, but we call it head pond also, from where the intake of water happen in the penstock. Penstock is this particular slopey area. Then this particular water hits the turbine. Turbine rotates. The generator is attached to the turbine. So generator means it generates the electricity, that is called generator. So with the help of turbine, generator is running, and generator is generating the electricity, and then that electricity goes to transformer, transforms the device to regulate the voltage, and then that electricity goes to industrial purpose in our homes. That is how the hydropower energy is generated. And this particular the water that is used can be used again, we will talk about later in that stage, or it will be like to maintain the natural flow of water, we let it go. Okay, now if we talk about the installed hydroelectric power capacity, so India is the 5th largest country in the world for installed hydroelectric power capacity. Remember, potential is different, installed capacity is different. So as of 2022, it is the 2022 pie chart in front of us, that India is having the capacity of 46 gigawatt around. Okay, and we have capacities more, but we are only using 11.7% of capacity right now. So China is number 1, United States number 2, Brazil, Canada, and then comes the India. Okay, and our target is more than 100 gigawatts. So let's see when we achieve it. So we will just make sure you read newspaper to stay updated for that. Now let's talk about the reservoir. That I talk about the reservoir. So this particular artificial water storage is called as reservoir basically. Okay, so reservoir can be natural also and artificial also. It was asked in examination ki reservoir is always artificial. No, it can be natural also, that stores water for uses in homes, business, and other places. So reservoirs are usually found by constructing dams across rivers. They can also be found from natural lakes where the outlets has been dammed to control the water level. This particular word reservoir is coming from the French word, which means the storage only, and this word was first used in 1690. Now let's talk about the types of reservoir. So first is valley dammed reservoir. Valley dam mean, what is valley? Valley is the area, is the place that is between the two mountains. As you can see, this is the mountain, and this particular area is called valley. So if a river is flowing in a valley, and if we are blocking that particular river by constructing the dam, that is called valley dam basically, and the reservoir is called valley dammed reservoir. So there is an example of valley dammed reservoir in India also. There is a dam called Karcham Wangtu Dam, and this river is Satluj river, and it is producing 100 megawatt of electricity. Second type of reservoir is Bankside Reservoir. So this example is Thames Flood Defence Scheme in London. So this particular reservoir is not having any capacity to store the water basically. So it is with the par with barrages. So what is the difference between barrages and dam? So dams have many uses. We can literally use dams for the tourism purpose also, irrigation purpose also, agriculture, everything. But barrages have only two roles. First is to regulate the flow of water. Second is to change the direction of river. That's the only uses of barrage. One famous barrage is Harike barrage. It is in Punjab, and this particular barrage water is diverted to the Indira Gandhi Canal. The name of Indira Gandhi Canal earlier was Rajasthan Canal, and when she was assassinated, so in the honor of Indira Gandhi ji, we changed the name of Rajasthan Canal into Indira Gandhi Canal, and now because of that canal, lot of western part of Rajasthan is getting water for irrigation as well as for the drinking purpose. Still the project is going on, and one of the most successful project in India. Okay, that is barrages. Harike barrage has been asked in examination already, and this particular photo is of Thames flood defense system. It is on the Thames River in London. Third type of reservoir is service reservoir. Generally, I think you have seen, all of you have seen this tanks in our neighborhood. These particular reservoir for our service, okay, for irrigation, for drinking, for household activities and industries, all these. So these are the types of reservoirs. I hope you got the point. Now, if we talk about the dams in India in brief, so this particular dam is Madikheda Dam. It is in Shivpuri district in Madhya Pradesh. It is also called as Atal Sagar Dam. Why I have taken this particular dam as a presentation? Because it was asked in examination that Atal Sagar Dam is also known as which dam? Answer was Madikheda Dam. And Madikheda Dam, or we can say Atal Sagar Dam, is constructed on Sindhi river. Recent the train has been changing from the main dams. Now the commissions are asking, invigilators are asking the underrated, or we can say the dam that is not asked in examination. So for you, I have given the like full Indian map dam photo, this dam's photo. Okay, so you can see from Kashmir to Arunachal Pradesh, southern part of India, and Rana Pratap, Gandhi Sagar, Ramagundam, Hirakund, Rihan Dam, all these dams are important. Fine. So in India, first small hydropower project was commissioned in the hills of Darjeeling. Darjeeling is in West Bengal in 1897. So remember, the difference between hydel and hydropower project is simple. Hydel is small hydropower projects, and hydropower or hydroelectric projects are the big one. That is the only difference. So small hydropower was commissioned in the hills of Darjeeling in 1897. It is also known as, like, the name of that particular hydroelectric power station is called at Sidra Pong hydroelectric power station. It is the oldest power station in India. Again, examination point of view question. And more importantly, this particular hydroelectric power station was granted a cultural heritage site status by central government of India in 1997, and it is located on the foothills of Arya tea state. It is 12 kilometers from Darjeeling. It was commissioned on 10th November 1897 by whom? Mr. C.C. Stevens, acting Lieutenant Governor of Bengal at that time. Second project that came after Sidra Pong was Shiva Samudra project on Kaveri river. It was next, it came up in Masul district of Karnataka in 1902, and it is considered first hydroelectric power station in Asia, not even in India, in Asia. So the idea of tapping the water from the falls of this particular area it came in to Ellen Charter in 1898, and he wanted this particular project to supply power for the machinery at Kolar goldfields. Okay, now who is the architect of these? So this particular project was designed by Sir Kumarapuram Sheshadri Iyer. He was the Diwan of Masul at that time. Also the chief engineer, very famous, Sir Mokshagundam Vishweshwaraya. Okay, so these two persons are responsible for the designing and constructing. Also, we all know Sir Vishweshwaraya. He was knighted KCI. KCI means Knight Commander of the Order of Indian Empire, and he was later awarded India's highest civilian honor, the Bharat Ratna, in 1955. Also, he is celebrated annually on Engineers Day, 15 September in India. That's the history. Now, if we talk about the top 5 states in India with highest installed capacity generation, so these are the states. First one is Maharashtra, second Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, third number Andhra Pradesh, fourth, and Uttar Pradesh on the fifth, and these are the installed capacity. This keeps on changing, so we don't need to mug up the data, only this rankings we have to remember. Now let's talk about types of hydropower plants. There are 3 types of hydropower plants. First is conventional, or we can say reservoir hydropower. Second is runoff river hydropower. Third is pumped storage hydropower. So conventional hydropower, simple, we are creating a dam and then we are opening the gates, then turbines are moving. That is simple conventional. Second is runoff river. Earlier it was used, but now it is not into that much popular, we can say. So these are smaller plants that generate electricity from the natural flow of river. Like generally it is being used in the Himalayan region, because in that region we cannot have the big reservoir. So we simply use the fast natural flow of river. So no minimal, or we can say no storage at all. The third one is pumped storage hydropower. In this particular hydropower plant, we use 2 reservoirs at different elevations to store and generate electricity as needed. So this is upper reservoir. When the water is going, turbines are moving and electricity is getting generated. Now that water is stored into lower reservoir. Now what we will do? We will use the same electricity that was generated by the upper reservoirs water, or we can say we generally use solar power to pump that water from lower reservoir to upper reservoir. That is called pumped storage hydropower. Okay, that is we have to remember. Now, what are the challenges and environmental impacts of these dams, these big hydroelectric power projects? So first one is ecosystem disruption, because dams, they alter the natural flow. If they will alter the natural flow, it will affect the downstream ecosystem like fishes, migration and sediment transportation. It will impact. Second is gas saturation. So we all know saturation, but gas supersaturation means when we are releasing water from the dam, it can become super saturated with the gases like nitrogen and oxygen and methane. It can cause gas bubbles, trauma in fish and other aquatic organism. Means, and the downstream when fish is there simply roaming, but suddenly when this particular water is reaching to those aquatic animals, they take a shock, they get a trauma, that is called gas super saturation. Because if we are opening the gate, like immediately lot of gas has been released to the downstream. Third one is social and geopolitical issues, definitely, because when the dam will be constructed, it will displace the communities, it will create the water scarcity in the area, and it will heighten the geopolitical tensions also. The recent example is that, like the world's largest dam is Three Gorges Dam. It is built by China. Recently, China has announced the biggest dam in they're planning to construct the biggest dam in the world on the Brahmaputra river. Now that's the problem, because if the natural flow of the Brahmaputra river will be stopped, then Indian downstream areas like Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, all these will be getting impacted. Okay? So although we have countered that we don't need that much water and all, but reality is that Brahmaputra water is needed. Brahmaputra is also called as Yarlang Sangpo in Tibet. It is called Siang in India when it enters through Arunachal Pradesh. Now that Siang is accompanied by the Dibang and Dihang river, and then it is called as Brahmaputra. And when it enters into Bangladesh, it is called Jamuna. The same way, when the Ganga river is entering into Bangladesh, that is called Padma. Same way, Padma and Jamuna are the two rivers, and that Sundarban Delta is the largest delta in the world. These are with the help of these only. Okay. Now, fourth problem, or we can say challenge, is climate and land use impact. Definitely, because hydropower generation is sensitive to the climate variability and land use changes, because it will affect the water availability and reservoir inflows. So simple, when we are submerging a big area of a land, then what will happen? Fertile land will also go, and many other we can say historical monuments, so many things, because if we cannot feel it, but when somebody's home is getting submerged, a lot of memories, lot of emotional attachment is submerging, not only the houses. And a bit bad thing about Indian rehabilitation is that that's not successful, because we have seen in the past that when rehabilitation is taking place, they are not getting the compensation as promised, or the standard of living they are expecting. Fine. So that thing we have to keep in mind. Now, what are the solutions? So there are three solutions: multi-objective planning, advanced monitoring, and third is sustainable practices. So if we focus on multi-objective planning, so first one has to be that electricity generation has to be efficient. Also, we have to ensure that water supply is there for irrigation and drinking, because very surprisingly, when we talk about that dam can create water scarcity, it's like an irony. How can dam create a water scarcity? It should be giving more water to the nearby areas, but the thing is that we don't have a proper water supply channels for the irrigation drinking purpose. That has to be taken care of. Third is flood control. Issue is that I think just the monsoon is going on, we can say. So whenever the monsoon will come, obviously the rainfall is more. Our cities are not able to handle that. Again, the dams gates are also opened. It was supposed to be closed to control the flood, but it happens opposite. Now the dams water is also coming into the cities, and the rainfall is water coming. The two things are hitting the cities at once. That is also the issue. So that has to be taken care of. Third is environmental flows of river health, like river flow has to be done regularly. And the fourth is recreation navigation, definitely, because it will help in the tourism as well as the river health also, because when we are cleaning a river, obviously the aquatic life again comes into the, we can say, lifeline it gets. The same way Sabarmati riverfront is in the Gujarat. It's a very good stretch. So both the things are going all together. People are enjoying also their leisure activities. Again, the river is getting saved. Same thing the government is planning for the Yamuna river in Delhi also. Let's see how it goes. This second is advanced monitoring. So this thing is very important for us, that we are using, or we can use remotely operated vehicles, ROVs, as you can see in the diagram. These ROVs are the underwater drones to inspect the dams, walls, and underwater structure for any cracks, for any leaks, for any sediment buildup without draining the reservoir. Else what we have to do, we have to drain the reservoir, we have to inspect manually. It will take a lot of time. Okay, it will risk the human divers also, because many times we have seen that because of lot of methane production, many divers are getting choked and getting died in that particular depth. Second is 3D modeling and digital twins. What does this mean? This means high resolution 3D model of dams and reservoirs are created using drones, LiDAR and sonar. For your homework, we can say you research on LiDAR and sonar technologies. These are very important. Okay, so these type of technologies or models can help engineer visualize the stress point, they can predict the wear and tear of the dam, and they can plan maintenance accordingly. Sensor networks, obviously, these networks are below the sea surface level. These can be embedded in dams walls. So any vibration, any spillways, any pressure, seepage or anything, if it's there, then they can send the alert for the anomalies. So recent example that we have used such technologies in our system was the Bhakra Beas Management Board. They started using drones and advanced sensor for the dam inspection and real-time monitoring of water levels and structural health. Okay, so I hope you get the idea of hydroelectric power projects in India, that how it was started, how it is going. In next video we will talk about the 5 biggest hydroelectric projects in India. Okay, so till then, make sure that you like this video, subscribe the channel and keep the notification bell icon for latest updates. Thank you so much.